welcome back to day 3 of our practice to overcome procrastination. So you've made it to day 3 and I'm really proud of you, and I'm happy you've joined me today, because this is the hardest thing to, turn on the video and start doing this with me. And I'm very honored that you joined me. So today, if you think about it, or actually no, when I talk to people, and as my background as a therapist and having a degree in applied neuroscience, when I talk to people about perfectionism, when I talk to people about procrastination, what they tell me is like, oh, I'm such a perfectionist, and this is why I don't create the video content, or I don't practice my instrument, or I don't do ballroom dancing, or any of those things. And we have this inner expectation of how we would like to, at what level we would like to do something. But also, as I said in day 1, we're often very afraid to make mistakes, because we're afraid of what other people say, how we feel about it, or the consequences. And again, being afraid of making mistakes is not a bad thing if you're crossing a street or if you're going to bungee jump, because if you don't catch the mistake before you do it, it can be rather lethal or rather painful. So what we're doing today is, and that is something I'm very excited about, is we will compile a list of things that we really suck at. And it shouldn't be something really important. It shouldn't be your biggest goal or something your heart hangs on. Let it be a whole bunch of small things that maybe at some point you wanted to take up or you wanted to do and you never did because you weren't great about it. And then, we'll just do it every day, just like a very short time. And ideally, we leave it unfinished to make it even more imperfect. So we on purpose practice being, doing things that we are unable to be perfect in at this moment, and we leave them unfinished, which adds even more imperfection to it. Today I don't have my iPad because the batteries are empty, but I have my lovely notepad. And again, we'll do this together, and I'll share some of my list with you afterwards, just that you know what I'm talking about. And we'll take just a few minutes and I'll turn on some music and we'll do this together, and we'll compile a list of things that are not super important for us. Something where maybe we don't have to put ourselves out there, like posting videos on YouTube or on Facebook. So for me, this will be small things, like I've always wanted to understand the algorithms of the Rubik's Cube. I never have. So I'll put that on my list. And drawing, I totally suck at drawing, and it looks like a second grader drew something. And there are a lot of things that over the years I wanted to do, and I'm definitely not proficient in it. But over the next few weeks, we will just do a few minutes of that and just practice being uncomfortable with it and being okay with it, so our brain can learn, hey, this is not a deathly mistake like bungee jumping without the proper cord or crossing the street without looking. So we'll practice this together, but now let's take a few minutes and we'll compile this list together. So see you at the other end of, I'll say like 3 to 5 minutes, or pause the video if you'd like to, but let's start off together and then we can share what we have on our list. See you on the other side. Okay, so I have a list of 18 small things that I can do and I could repeatedly do. And if you don't have enough, you can obviously take some more time or put me on pause and look for some more. And remember, the whole point is that we practice doing those things we're not great at. And the first idea I had for this series was to embrace the suck, because none of us we don't like to be bad at stuff. And whenever we learn something new, we'll always be not the greatest at the beginning. And we'll always have a bit of a learning curve. Now, I know I'm not a very creative person. I'm more of a math and, straight scientifically thinking person. So for me, in my list, there are more like creative things that I'm really not good at. There's also, I'm not the most sportiest or elegant, graceful person. So that is also on that list, sorry. So let me share my list with you of things that I will practice doing, and will take time, and we'll have videos where we'll do this together. And I have the Rubik's Cube on there. I have drawing landscapes or drawing in general. I met this very lovely lady who does ballet videos for adults on YouTube. I'll try her videos because I know I'll definitely suck at that. Many years ago, I started to play the zither, which is an alpine instrument, which is not the easiest. I totally suck at that. I will get it out again. I practice my Hindi. I haven't spoken Hindi in so many years, and I really, really suck at that. Use Notion. I've seen so many people love Notion, and it just doesn't work for me, so I will just open it up and use it. Same with a software called Obsidian, which kind of uses mind maps. I haven't quite understood it, but I have a lot of researchers that totally love it, and I haven't put in the time to learn it. And create something with polymer clay. My daughter loves to do it, and her things that she creates are beautiful. And again, mine look like a second grader did them. Another thing is I started this sweater, which I never went on doing because I need to count lines. And this is kind of uncomfortable because I know I have a mistake somewhere in it, and the sweater is already now less than perfect. Then I have this old solitaire game, the old one where you need to jump with those balls. Playing chess. I would love to be able to do that. I'm really not great at that. Reading genetics or microbiology papers is not the easiest thing for me. So doing that and trying to understand it. Then again, we have Zumba, which is dancing. Looks very funny when I do that. Needlepoint is also something I started, but I lack the patience. Speaking French. I feel when I do my Pimsleur French, I sound like, oh gosh, very German when I do that. Cursive lettering, I've always wanted to improve my handwriting because mine looks like chicken scratches. And then painting and stone carving. So those are all things that I chose that I know I can do just for a few minutes. Like I can just, follow Pimsleur for a few minutes. I can just get a pen and a pad and try to sketch or draw something. And I will set the timer for about 5 minutes, or 3 minutes if you like, if you feel really uncomfortable doing it. And I will do the activity without having any expectations. So I will turn on YouTube and I will follow Alessia's dancing, even though I know I will look ridiculous. And I know I'm, 50. I will never become a world-class ballerina. And generally when I do something, I want to be good at it. And same thing with the polymer clay. This is something I can do for just 5 minutes. And so there are many things that we can just do for a very short time. I can get out my Rubik's Cube. I remember many years ago, I bought this fancy Rubik's Cube where there's even an app that teaches you. And I've never understood how it works with the app. And even with the app, I managed to mess up the Rubik's Cube. So for the next 27 days of this quest, of this practice, we will regularly do this where we do something small that we're uncomfortable with because we strive towards perfectionism, but we know we can't. and we'll practice this together. So if you're up to it, choose anything of your list and plan it for either today or tomorrow to do it for just 3 to 5 minutes and leave it unfinished. Leave it unfinished on purpose. Let me know how this went for you. If you would like to share your list with me, you can find me on Facebook and on LinkedIn. You can send me a message or comment your list below if you would like that. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow and our next video, and see you then. Bye.